Have you ever wondered if your daily cup of coffee could be affecting your sexual health? In this video, we'll explore the surprising ways caffeine impacts blood circulation, hormone levels, and intimate well-being, especially for men over 50. Stay tuned until the end to discover practical strategies that allow you to enjoy your coffee without compromising your sexual vitality and overall health. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. While it's undeniably true that coffee can be a lifeline for many of us, fueling our mornings and powering us through long, exhausting days with its ability to simulate the central nervous system, there's a much more intricate story unfolding beneath the surface. Sure, coffee can offer that burst of energy we all crave, helping us concentrate and face our daily challenges with vigor, but few realize the hidden toll it can take on our health, particularly when it comes to men's sexual well-being. For men, this issue becomes deeply personal. Over time, coffee's effects can creep into the very core of what defines intimate and fulfilling relationships or erectile function. Think about it. The male member, like any other organ in the body, is entirely dependent on healthy blood flow. Blood circulation is the lifeblood of male sexual health, quite literally. Yet, as the years pass, this natural process begins to face challenges, particularly when substances like caffeine enter the picture. Coffee, with its caffeine content, temporarily raises blood pressure, which may seem like a minor side effect at first glance. But for men, especially those who are aging, the consequences can be much more significant. The vessels that carry blood throughout the body naturally harden as we grow older, making it increasingly difficult for blood to flow freely, especially to the pelvic region, where it's most needed for a firm and lasting erection. Imagine being in your 50s or 60s, wanting to maintain an intimate connection with your partner, and finding that something as seemingly innocent as a morning cup of coffee is quietly sabotaging that. It's not just about physical function, it's about emotional well-being, the ability to maintain closeness, and the confidence that comes with being fully present in moments of intimacy. And to think that coffee, which we often reach for to stay alert, could be slowly eroding that intimate aspect of life is both surprising and disheartening. Oh, but the effects of coffee don't stop there. The relationship between coffee and male hormones is complex, particularly when it comes to testosterone, the hormone that plays a critical role in a man's sexual health, libido, and overall sense of masculinity. Yes, caffeine can temporarily elevate testosterone levels, which might seem like a benefit at first, but this increase is fleeting. And here's where it gets tricky. Over time, the body compensates for this sudden surge by reducing its natural production of testosterone. It's a compensatory response that most men are completely unaware of. As the body's natural production decreases, the gradual decline in testosterone levels leads to a reduced libido, leaving men feeling less inclined or even able to engage in sexual activity. Now, let's pause for a moment. Can you imagine the emotional toll this takes? Intimacy is not just about physical pleasure, it's about connection, love, and the deep bond we share with our partners. When that connection starts to fade, not because of any loss of desire for closeness, but because the body simply isn't responding the way it used to, the frustration can be overwhelming. Men, especially as they age, can begin to feel a sense of helplessness or even embarrassment. The simple joy of being close to someone they love becomes overshadowed by anxiety about performance, or the fear of not being able to meet their partner's needs. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. As a doctor, I've seen this time and time again in men over 50. It's not just the physical symptoms that are troubling, it's the emotional and psychological burden that comes with them. Studies show that caffeine's effects could become more pronounced with age. And while it might be easy to brush off the occasional cup of coffee as harmless, the long-term impacts on hormone levels and sexual desire are real and significant. What's truly heartbreaking is that many men don't realize the role coffee plays in this until it's too late, and by then, the damage to their relationships and their sense of self has already taken a toll. Beyond its impact on hormones and blood flow, coffee's influence extends even further into the realm of sleep. The sleep is one of the most crucial, yet often neglected, aspects of our health, especially when it comes to maintaining optimal sexual function. Deep, restful sleep is where the body does its most important work repairing tissues, balancing hormones, and most importantly for men, producing testosterone. The majority of a man's testosterone is produced during these deep stages of sleep. But when caffeine disrupts sleep patterns, which it so often does, this vital production process is interrupted. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation can lead to a significant drop in testosterone levels, which doesn't just lower libido, but can also make it more difficult to maintain an erection. It's a vicious cycle. Coffee keeps us awake, robbing us of the restful sleep we desperately need. And in turn, this lack of sleep undermines our ability to perform intimately. The toll this takes on relationships is profound. Partners may feel neglected or unloved, not realizing that the root of the problem lies in something as seemingly trivial as that daily cup of coffee. The emotional strain this creates can lead to feelings of isolation and frustration on both sides, damaging the trust and closeness that couples have worked so hard to build over the years. So, while coffee may seem like an innocent part of our routine, it's crucial to consider the broader picture, especially as we age. The stakes are higher than we might think. It's not just about energy or focus anymore. It's about the ability to connect with the people we love on the deepest level. Our bodies and our relationships deserve more attention, care, and respect. And sometimes that means making sacrifices in the name of long-term well-being. When we truly understand the impact of our daily habits, we can make more informed decisions that benefit not only our health but also the emotional and intimate connections we hold so dear. While coffee can indeed be a comforting and stimulating part of our daily lives, it's important to be mindful of its potential drawbacks, particularly as we get older. The very thing that gives us a short-term boost could be slowly eroding the quality of our most intimate moments, affecting our relationships and our sense of self. As we age, it's essential to prioritize not just our physical health, but also the health of our connections with others. Life is about more than just staying awake. It's about being fully present, both physically and emotionally, in the moments that matter most. So, before you reach for that next cup of coffee, consider the long-term impact it could be having, and remember that sometimes the most significant life changes come from the smallest adjustments. By paying closer attention to how our habits affect our bodies and relationships, we can make choices that lead to a more fulfilling and connected life. After all, intimacy, love, and connection are some of the most precious gifts we can experience, and they deserve to be nurtured with the care and respect they need to thrive. Many older men who regularly consume coffee report significant difficulties when it comes to getting a good night's sleep. Over time, this chronic lack of rest can deeply affect many aspects of their lives, but one of the most intimate areas that suffers is their sexual response. In my practice, it is all too common to hear from men who, after decades of excessive coffee consumption, find themselves feeling less capable of fully enjoying their sexual lives. The issue isn't just a lack of desire, it's compounded by the constant, draining fatigue that accompanies years of sleep deprivation. It's heartbreaking to watch these men, who once enjoyed a robust, intimate life, slowly lose that spark, not because of age alone, but due to a habit as ingrained as their morning coffee. Sleep is so crucial to our overall well-being, and yet many men are unaware of the connection between poor sleep and a diminished sexual response. The body needs rest to recharge, repair itself, and regulate hormones, testosterone in particular. When sleep is disrupted over the long term, testosterone production decreases, and with that comes a natural decline in libido. But more than that, the sheer exhaustion that follows sleepless nights takes a toll on a man's energy levels, his enthusiasm, and ultimately, his ability to engage in intimate moments with the passion he once had. The emotional weight of this can be overwhelming, both for the man and for his partner, as the gap between them grows wider, not due to a lack of love, but simply because he's too tired to connect. And then there's the issue of circulation, another crucial factor that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. The male body, and specifically the male member, depends on a healthy, functioning circulatory system to perform properly during intimacy. Coffee, however, is known to affect cardiovascular health, and as men age, this becomes a growing concern. We already know that excessive coffee consumption can contribute to higher cholesterol levels and the hardening of arteries over time. This hardening restricts blood flow, and for men over 50, this reduction in circulation becomes a serious issue, particularly when it comes to maintaining an erection. Healthy blood flow is essential for sexual response, and without it, even the desire to connect intimately can feel like an uphill battle. It's painful to think that something as simple as a cup of coffee could be silently undermining a man's ability to enjoy one of life's most beautiful and natural pleasures. The American Heart Association has even warned about the risks of excessive coffee consumption, particularly in older men, linking it to an increased risk of heart disease, and heart health is directly tied to sexual health. The reduced blood flow to the genital area that often comes with age is exacerbated by coffee's effects, making it harder for men to experience the same level of satisfaction and response during intimate encounters. But there's another dimension to this story that often gets overlooked: the psychological impact of coffee, especially on older men. While coffee can make us feel more awake and alert in the short term, it can also bring along a darker side anxiety. In older men, excessive coffee consumption is often linked to heightened feelings of nervousness and restlessness. This anxiety doesn't just vanish when it's time to be intimate. It lingers, casting a shadow over their ability to fully enjoy these moments. Anxiety can turn what should be an act of love and connection into a source of stress, further distancing a man from his partner. I've seen countless cases where the stress of daily life, whether from work, family, or personal struggles, is amplified by coffee consumption. In turn, this stress negatively impacts a man's sexual life, creating a vicious cycle where stress and lack of intimacy feed into each other. It's heartbreaking because many of these men deeply want to reconnect with their partners, but the weight of anxiety makes them feel like they can't. This fear of failure, this constant worry about performance, can be paralyzing. The more anxious they feel, the harder it becomes to relax and enjoy the moment, leading to a lack of confidence in their abilities. As we know from sexual psychology, anxiety is one of the most powerful inhibitors of sexual pleasure. Coffee, with all of its stimulating effects, can often make this worse, especially in men who are sensitive to caffeine. These men find themselves stuck in a cycle, wanting to feel close to their partners, but being held back by their racing minds. What's worse is that the more they fear failure, the more that anxiety grows, until it feels like an insurmountable obstacle. It's so important for men to recognize how deeply intertwined these aspects of their health are. Coffee, while seemingly harmless, can slowly chip away at both physical and psychological well-being over time. It may help them stay awake during the day, but it comes at the cost of restful nights, healthy circulation, and a relaxed, confident mind, 3 pillars of a fulfilling intimate life. In the end, the choices we make every day, even as small as how much coffee we drink, can have a profound impact on our quality of life. For men, particularly those over 50, it's worth taking a closer look at how this beloved beverage could be affecting their health, their relationships, and their ability to experience pleasure. So we all deserve to live vibrant, connected lives, and sometimes that means rethinking our habits for the sake of something far more precious than a temporary boost of energy or long-term happiness and intimacy. Is quitting coffee the ultimate solution to all your health concerns? Not necessarily, but it's not as black and white as some might make it seem. In my view, it's about finding that delicate balance that allows you to continue enjoying life's pleasures while still taking care of your well-being. Coffee, for many of us, is more than just a drink. It's a comforting ritual, a morning companion, a reason to take a break in a busy day. So when we think about how it fits into our lifestyle as we age, it's important not to go to extremes, but instead to find a middle ground that benefits our body and mind. So what I usually recommend to my patients, particularly men over 50, is moderation. That's the golden word here, moderation. You don't have to give up coffee entirely, but cutting back to just 1 or 2 cups a day can work wonders for your health in the long run. Especially as we get older, our bodies start responding differently to certain foods and drinks, and caffeine is no exception. Excessive caffeine can disrupt more than just your sleep. It can affect your heart health, your energy levels, and even your sexual health. But by scaling back to moderate levels, You're not just doing your body a favor, you're also maintaining the pleasure of enjoying a morning brew. For those who love the ritual of coffee, but are concerned about how it might affect their sleep or overall health, I often suggest switching to decaffeinated coffee, particularly in the afternoon or evening. This way you get to savor the taste and comfort of coffee without the added jolt of caffeine that could keep you tossing and turning at night. Sleep is crucial, especially as we age, and quality rest is something we shouldn't compromise on. A simple switch to decaf in the afternoons could be the answer to maintaining a balanced lifestyle without giving up the things you enjoy. The truth is, coffee itself isn't the villain here. It's not something that you should fear or feel guilty about drinking. But, as with many things in life, excess can be harmful. Too much of a good thing can tip the scales in the wrong direction, aggravating health issues that are common as we get older, particularly when it comes to sexual health. It's easy to overlook how our daily habits, like that extra cup of coffee, can subtly affect our bodies. But the reality is that overconsumption of caffeine can lead to increased anxiety, higher blood pressure, and even a decrease in libido, all of which can negatively impact your quality of life. However, here's the good news. By maintaining a moderate coffee intake and coupling that with a healthy diet and regular exercise, you can significantly reduce any negative impacts. The goal isn't to deprive yourself of the things you love, but to approach them with mindfulness. When you're mindful of what you're consuming, you become more in tune with your body, and that awareness allows you to make choices that support your long-term health and happiness. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. To all my listeners who are over 50, I want to emphasize this. Coffee doesn't have to be your enemy. Yes, it can have an impact on your sexual health, but it's far from being the end of the story. You're in control here. With the right adjustments like moderating your coffee intake, focusing on cardiovascular health, and keeping your hormones balanced, you can continue to enjoy a rich, fulfilling, intimate life. Your age doesn't define your ability to connect with others or to experience joy and pleasure in your relationships. If anything, growing older offers the opportunity to savor these moments even more deeply. It's also important to recognize that aging is not a sign to let go of caring for yourself. In fact, it's the opposite. Taking care of your body becomes even more essential as the years go by. This isn't just about avoiding illness or staying active, it's about ensuring that you continue to live with vitality, passion, and purpose. Sexual health is a significant part of that. And coffee, when consumed in moderation, doesn't have to stand in the way of a satisfying, intimate life. In the end, it all comes down to listening to your body. Your body is constantly communicating with you, whether it's through how you feel after that second cup of coffee or how well you sleep at night. Don't ignore those signals. Pay attention to the changes you notice and make the necessary adjustments. And if you ever feel unsure about the way coffee or any other aspect of your diet is affecting your sexual health, don't hesitate to reach out to your doctor. There's no shame in asking for advice or getting a professional perspective. Remember, taking care of your body isn't something that stops as you age, it's an ongoing journey. And the beauty of this journey is that you have the power to make choices that support your well-being. By being mindful, staying informed, and making adjustments when necessary, you can continue to live a life full of energy, intimacy, and connection. Coffee doesn't have to be the obstacle, it can be part of the balance that helps you enjoy life to the fullest, no matter your age. As we wrap up, I want to take a moment and ask you, what have you learned so far? Reflect on everything we've discussed about the balance between coffee consumption, health, and aging, and how small changes can make a big difference. Now, I encourage you to comment below on one thing you've learned from this video and how you plan to put it into practice in your own life. Your journey toward better health and well-being is ongoing, and sharing your insights could inspire someone else to take that first step. If you like this video, please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more helpful content. Your support helps us continue bringing valuable insights right to you. Thank you for watching.